can turn the world on with a smile. You can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Well, it's your girl and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement you show it. Love is all around, don't need to fake it. You can never down, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all.
Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, March 8th, and as of today, Marc has 852 days left to serve in the U.S. That's leading up to his early release date of July 9th, 2014. You can watch the countdown clock at freemarc.ca, and you can also find my videos there and Marc's prison blogs. And speaking of prison blogs, Marc recently wrote one that I told you about last week, but he wrote yet another one that I posted late last night. It's a blog about the Conservatives in Canada and the Republicans in the U.S. And of course, you all know how Marc and I love Ron Paul and wish that he would be the Republican presidential candidate. But, oh, America is kind of backwards in a big way. And many of you watching this are the more progressive types. So we all know what I say when I say the Americans are backwards. But how do they support Rick Santorum and Newt Gingrich and these slime bags? It's just exasperating, but that's what Marc wrote about after Super Tuesday election or primary and caucus results. So go check out Marc's blog. It's at cannabisculture.com and freemarc.ca, and I'm sure you'll find it entertaining because it is. Speaking of Marc, I got photos today in the mail, 5 photos from our visit on, I think it was February 18th and 19th, and so we took 10 in total, but I only have 5 right now. So the first one is me and Marc just giggling and smiling together, and he said, "This one is awesome. We both look great. Love my Mrs. Emery. This is a fun pic." And the second photo has us, and he says, "You look wonderful. I'm not used to seeing me without glasses." I think he looks adorable. Of course I do. This one, it's hard to come up with different ways to pose together when you can't really do anything, so I sat on his knee. We saw another inmate do this, so this one is very nice. You look beautiful. The lovely Mrs. Emery. I'm so lucky. Class elegance. So wonderful. He's such a sweetheart. This one, he says, "You look great. I look a bit pudgy and uncomfortable, though I wasn't." And he's always a little self-conscious. He goes, "Oh, you can look at my belly," because he doesn't have a belly, but he's just being cute. It's just adorable. I love him so much. This one looks terrific too. We're clearly having fun. Love you, miss. And we were having fun because any time that we do get together, even though it's in a prison, you know, being together is always wonderful. So I'm excited to be going down there to see him this weekend. I fly off really early in the morning, so I'll be able to see him again, and I'll report all of our news back to you guys in next week's show. I don't really have much else to discuss on this show. I want to keep it a little short if possible, even though I've already been yammering on. But C-10 I told you guys about for a long time. Bill C-10, mandatory minimums for marijuana and a bunch of other bills jumped in all together. They passed the Senate and have been to the House, and we thought it was going to pass yesterday, but it didn't. They've delayed it until next week. However, the Conservatives do have majority government, so they will be able to pass it through the House. And at this point, we can't stop it. We tried. Some of us tried. Some people didn't. Some people did nothing at all. But we tried to stop it from happening. And right now, the best you could do is write a message to the NDP and the Liberal members of Parliament, if yours happens to be one, and thank them for taking a stand against it. The NDP Justice Critic stood for, I think, 3 hours talking about the bill because he was able to go on as long as he wanted to filibuster. And I wish that could be done more often, but he ran out of things to say, and of course it had to move on. So the NDP, however, and the Liberals are both on our side on this issue, far more than the Conservatives are. So send them some thanks. Encourage all the politicians who are, you know, at least who aren't our enemies. Even if they're not on our side and speaking out yet, reach out to them, let them know how you feel, which is obviously how the majority of Canadians and Americans feel about marijuana, and educate them. And maybe in years to come, they'll be fighting for us, not just fighting against us, or, So do that. Thank somebody for working not against us, I guess. But next week it will be back in Parliament, so sad days for Canada. Private prisons coming in soon and all that, so I'll have lots of horrible, depressing stories to share in my weekly videos for the years to come. But I'm going to try and temper that with having some uplifting, positive stories, like reminding you guys that there are, I think, 16 states just considering marijuana decrim or medical marijuana or legalization in the upcoming election, and there's already 16 who have some sort of progressive laws in place anyway, so there's progress going on. There are things to be happy about. So come on, America, you can do it, and we can look down to you and say, follow their example in a good way, not in the drug war way, which is terrible. I'm going to do the draw quickly here. Again, as always, it's for the Free Marc hoodie. Very cozy, very warm, and I'm going to send out a couple of these to people who have not gotten them yet. Hi, Curtis. He's my favorite cat in the world. But you'll get the Free Marc hoodie, but you'll also get the Free Marc stickers that I have. And I've got all the names here. There are about 52 entries or so this time around. And I've got them in a purple bubble bag. So you can get bubble bag hash making supplies and all sorts of other stuff at cannabisculture.com/store or downtown here in Vancouver at 307 West Hastings Street. So we're going to pick one winner for this prize, and I'm going to do another hoodie next week as well, and maybe do a bonus. I like throwing in the wild card bonuses. So the winner is Mike M., who wrote, "Hey Jodie, keep up the great work. I look forward to your show every week. Peace and love, Michael." Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll get this all sent out to you. I'll find out your size and wrap that all up and send it off. So thanks to you and to everybody else who tunes into my show. I'll be back next week, as always, with whatever updates there are in the world. And on that note, you can send me some stories that you think I should discuss or share with other people. I'd be happy to touch on any news from anyone else who can send me what's going on in the legalization world. So check out Facebook, Twitter, all the links below as usual, and of course freemarc.ca. Send him a letter. The address is below and on the website all the time. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.